Welcome back to the Mortgage Update with Dan Frio. Now, of course, I'm Dan Frio. Thanks for coming back. We had a conversation. It's that time of year where you're looking to buy a house. You either buy a pre-existing home or you build one. I'll be honest with you, the building piece freaks me out. So that's why I invited Bill Vessel from Blackjack Builders in studio with us, and Julie McAleer from Remax Hometown Properties. So the thing that attracted me to you guys is we had lunch, and this is what stood out to me. A lot of my marketing, or mostly all my marketing, is saying, you know what, call me. You'll get me personally. And I still have people, and Alan can vouch for this. They'll call in. They don't want to talk to anybody but me. That's what I think helps. I hope that's what helps us stand apart a little bit from the rest, because, you know, my competition is Quicken. You'll never probably get the same person on Quicken if you apply online. You don't know where that data is going or where else is going. A lot of the other companies out there, they have teams and this and that. My thought, and every time I've visited a home building situation, I never got to deal with anybody except the salesperson, which is just trying to sell me on stuff. And it's a hard pressure sale and everything. The cool thing about you guys is I deal with Julie and I deal with Bill. And we could sit down as all three of us, or my wife and all you guys, and we could hash out exactly what we want. Versus, I'm only allowed to deal with the salesperson. I don't even know who's working on my house. Where you guys, it's like everything's incorporated. Like in my situation, I'm always there. Feel free to call me, text me, email me, whatever you want to do if you're in the mortgage process. And that's where you guys are. So do you have enough time to do all this? And that's probably how you just, I always say it, and I hate to say it this way, it's old school, but I like the old school piece.
People do like that.
Yeah.
People like it, the one-on-one. They like to be noticed.
Yeah. So especially, I mean, you're buying a house for, you know, probably your median range is $300,000 to $500,000, let's say. I'm spending $500,000 on a home. I kind of want to know stuff, I guess, you know what I mean? So,
right. So what Bill does when you meet with Bill, it's great because he walks you through the process. And then you also have meetings to pick out where you want your electrical to go. If you want special lights, any of those things, special doors, all that stuff. You get to customize everything.
Got it. Are you usually there on site? I'm assuming.
I am.
Every day? Basically every day. That's what I do. The same thing.
Yes.
And Julie, how often are you there? Are you there all the time? Or you're basically on call?
Yeah.
Is
on
basically
call.
how to do it.
I'm there every day, and then weekends.
Got it. And that, again, that's what attracted me to you guys, because it was like, you know, you deal with some of these other big builders, and they're either track builders where you're dealing with a salesperson and that's it, or there's that point person involved I want to know who's doing the work. Right. I always tell my clients, let me pull the curtains back. I'll explain every piece of this detail to you. And that's what you guys do.
Correct.
Which is really cool. So let's get on to the next piece of the puzzle. They want to get this done. Julie, you run into this all the time. Mm-hmm. You want people, they can't build a house or they can't buy a house unless they have the money. So God bless you if you have cash, do whatever you want to do. But if you don't have the cash, you need the financing piece of things. So give me, let's assume that me and Alan aren't here right now. What's your, I guess or are your good stories and your horror stories on people with the financing piece of the equation?
Well, the best stories are clients that come in and they obviously put 20% down right there based off of the total purchase price, including their upgrades. Yeah. We have had a few that have run into, they were initially conventional with a lesser percentage down.
Right.
And then they came back and told us they had to go FHA. So the day before the closing, we're trying to get a termite report done for their lender, which is not fun.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So there's a lot more requirements there. We've gotten them all done. It just definitely adds a little more pressure to the situation.
Got it.
So,
and that's what I'm a proponent of a team. The goal of all of us is, you know, we have this client out there and they're the boss. They want a home. They want to build a home. They want that dream to come true. They go to Julie and they find this house. Then they work with you and you guys build this house. But without the money, they can't really do anything. So that's why we're trying to partner up all together, saying, let's just have you have one-stop shop. Let's make sure you qualify. Let's go through the due diligence of getting you qualified. So when they get to that point, I would prefer, and I guess everybody sitting here at the table would prefer, we do your due diligence up front, because knowing that, because they'll come into you, Bill, and they'll say, okay, I like this house. It's the basics of it is, let's say, $300,000. Nobody stops at $300,000, do they?
No.
Got it. No. So walk through some standard upgrades that people do, usually what that costs them, and then how many times has that thrown a monkey wrench or a huge curveball in the financing piece? Now we're all like, oh boy, now what? So what are a lot of the upgrades, and what's the norm people are doing, and where is that putting that price range, area at?
The upgrades a lot of them do. I mean, everybody does granite and quartz nowadays. I mean, and a lot of times, depending on the price of the home, it's already included in there.
Okay.
Basically, me being a custom builder, I offer a lot of things that a lot of the builders do not. So if I go in there and I give them a price, there's a good portion. If they stick with it, they're not going to spend a whole lot more money. But the upgrades are just more of, if you got Ranley, they might upgrade to an iron baluster and stuff like the iron spindles, or just more of the design work in the house, more trim work, more decorative things, if anything.
Got it.
So everything else is based on what they start at first.
So how many times do you have where somebody's building that house, you're 80% done, and then it's like, can you...
Every day. Every day.
And every time somebody says, and I know it in my house, can we... Yeah. It's like, geez, what's this going to cost me now?
Yeah.
So, again, somebody's pre-approved for $300,000, $350,000. They go to you, they find that model, and then they do their upgrades, and they're at $350,000. Now, they want to finish the basement. They want to put in some other stuff. Now they just added, and it adds up fast. I just did my basement. It flooded, and I just had to do some basic stuff to it. And I was like, seriously? It adds up fast.
Real fast.
So now, the financing piece. You have, okay, I was a pre-approver at $350,000. Now I'm at $390,000. I mean, Julie, this could throw a huge monkey wrench into the thing. So if we all work together, we can say, okay, when they approach you with the, we can automatically get involved and say, okay, let's run these numbers. What can we do? How can we do it? How can we make this work? Can we change your down payment down? Can we make all these adjustments to the financing piece to get that done? Because if they can't get the financing, they can't get into the house.
Right.
I'm going to end at this, and I'm going to ask you a question that's going to be kind of, how devastated were you during the crash? I was crushed. So God bless you for getting through it. Did you have a lot of developments going at that time, or?
I did. I had quite a bit.
What I'm trying to do is show everybody your stability.
Yeah.
If you got through that, dude, God bless you, because you can get, when times are kicking like now, you got to be doing fantastic.
Thank you.
So, how did you have a lot of developments going at that time, or was it just mainly custom homes at that time? Did you have to change your formats?
No, actually, I had one model and two models going up, and I was a part owner in a neighborhood. So I had almost and a shopping center all at the same time. Oh boy! So I had a lot.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. So it's I got through it. It was a little hard at times, but it's not going to get you anywhere just sitting here, doing nothing. So you just get back up and do it. And now we're the only custom builders out here in the area.
Everything else is production.
Yeah. Awesome.
So that's one reason people come to us too, because the base price, we can actually offer more for just a little bit more.
Got it.
And we've had several people that have looked at the production builders, and then they come to us because they want to move a laundry room upstairs or change a wall. And most of the builders, at least in our area, they won't do it.
Gotcha.
So we get a lot of business from that,
too. They won't even finish basements. We've done basements. We've done sheds. We put the fences in. We do everything.
Got it. That's awesome. That's awesome. God bless you, man. And like I said, I went through it, too. So I always tell people I was humbled to be crushed, because I'm sure you can vouch that you're probably a better person today than you were back then. So again, let's conclude the show. How does everybody get a hold of you? So Julie,
they need to call or text me. My number is 815-474-2244, or they can look, like I said, online, any website through the MLS.
Got it.
And I can be reached at 815-482-0459, or just look me up on Facebook under Blackjack Builders.
And they'll also be on my website on the sponsor page. Check out themortgageupdate.net. All the shows are posted there, along with some podcasts and everything else, to find all the sponsors of the show and everybody. So I want to thank you so much for coming in. I know it's a long drive for you guys from where you are all the way up to these neck of the woods, but I greatly appreciate you guys coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Good luck this spring, because I know it's going to be phenomenal, especially with the rates going on there.
Yes.
All right, take care. So the email is danny.frio@preferredrate.com. My phone number is the same. It's 844-775-LOAN. And you can also reach me on the web at thefrioteam.com. So I want to thank all my sponsors: Dottie Dose, Echo Home Inspections, Inc., Gary Hall with Remax Central, AD Supplies, Stuart Ramirez of eSignature Realty, Tom Mirabali, he's your independent insurance agent with Blue Cross and Blue Shield, Pat Noon, PJN Tax Solutions Group. He's the guy that gets the IRS off your ASS. Credit Scores and More, plural, Credit Scores and More, to get your free credit scores and more. And Joe Trabuzio of Universal Masonry Group. If you're looking to have anything done in your house, Joe's your guy. Take care. Have a great day.
You've been listening to The Mortgage Update with Dan Frio. For over 10 years, Dan has been helping AM 1160 listeners. With so many companies to choose from and hundreds of loan options, the mortgage process can be confusing and costly. Be sure to listen each day for Dan and learn the difference between FHA, VA, and conventional loans. You'll also learn how to negotiate lower interest rates and fees, as well as steps to buying your first home and whether refinancing makes sense.